Good afternoon, everybody. It's your main man, Teddy T, all the way live from Philly. And so I want to get right to the heart of a matter. It's concerning this new stimulus package and a provision in it. And everybody's referring to it as PPP. PPP means Payroll Protection Plan. So, uh, I inquired through SBA.gov how to get this PPP loan, and basically this is saying that it's a loan. The interest rate is 1%. The way that it was broken down, there was a guy named JJ the CPA. I believe that's his name. JJ the CPA. Yes. JJ the CPA. So if you want to go to that website, you can check out JJ the CPA. However, the bad news that I'm about to convey might make some of you upset if you're thinking about this program. The reason is because so the backtrack, I went on SBA.gov. They said contact any lender, or any federal credit union. So I contacted a local credit union and explained the situation. So at first, the young lady was not 100% sure of what I was asking about. And then I broke it down and said, well, it's under the federal stimulus package. And then she said yes. And she said, hold on. She talked to her supervisor. She came back and she gave me this. And she said, unless you have a business account with the bank, they will not consider you for this loan. If you do not have a business account. Now I'm going to give you further bad news. So I contacted another bank that I deal with, and they also said the same exact thing, that even though you have a personal account or a checking account, you must have a business account. If you do not have a business account and some type of a lending relationship with them, they will not consider you. And they said everything is retroactive to February 15th. So if you didn't have the account as of February 15th, they would not consider you. So a lesson I'm learning, because I'm planning to expand my Uber and Lyft business in the future, and I had some conversations with Rideshare Professor concerning this. I wanted to expand and get a fleet account and have several vehicles on the platform. However, when I do that, I must open a business account. So I would have to come up with a name for my business and then file it under the federal EIN, get a EIN number from the feds, and then I would be able to open a separate business account to handle the financial dealings of my business. I was not aware that this was a requirement, but upon reading the bill, it does require that you have some type of a lending relationship with the financial institution, even though, as JJ the CPA pointed out, he says the banks are not actually considered the lender. They are considered the administrator, and the Secretary of the Treasury is the other person that makes the decision based on the administrator, quote unquote administrator, making that decision to give you that loan. The other problem I also discovered was that I carried a business loss for the past 2 years. So even if I had qualified under the business loan and had the business account, I probably still would not have gotten anything, because they said it's based on your gross earnings, and then you divide that by 12, times that amount by 2.5, and that would be the amount you would get. But I carried a negative figure for the last 2 years. That's because I had a tremendous amount of expenses, being that I had an SUV. And it's bizarre because the fuel alone ran me $4,500 a year. And the mileage, I racked up about 8,100 and some miles in mileage. But then I was going through brakes and tires and a battery and all these miscellaneous repairs. My catalytic converter went, and that repair bill alone was $1,500 in 2019. So I carried a hefty loss for the last 2 years, and but in the long run, that wasn't a bad thing, because even though I was carrying a business loss, I still made income, and therefore I was able to deduct that off of my taxes and actually got a refund, because the difference between my earnings and my loss was exactly the amount that I received as a refund. So if I break even or actually go over $1,000 next year, I probably won't get any return at all. I'll just be even, I'll break even. But anyway, that's beside the point. I got off of topic. The topic is this PPP. So for those people, these are the facts. If you are doing Uber, Lyft, Instacart, Grubhub, any of those, just because you have a bank account and you do direct deposit, it is not sufficient to qualify you for this program. You must have a business account, either checking or savings. I think they said mostly checking, because most of the time when you do business, you're going to write checks. So business checking account. And you must have some type of lending relationship with this bank. So in reality, even though they inserted the language of independent contractors and inserted the language of sole proprietors, it will not include Uber and Lyft drivers unless you have a fleet account or a business account with a bank, and you do, and say that in the order of doing your business that you borrow money from this bank to conduct your business, but you would have had to have done that prior to February 15th, 2020. So it's not going to help any Uber or Lyft drivers that are just using it, even if you're doing it full time, unless you set up your business as a business and had a business account with an EIN number, even though you were the only employee. You're not going to qualify for that stimulus money. But I had to try it because I felt that it was money on the table. But as it turns out, when you do your research or you get involved in trying to find out what the deal is, you'll find out that, in fact, you either are or are not. And I found out that I was not. But that's okay, because I'm still doing okay. I still have my other part-time job, so I'm not hurting right now. I'm just keeping my bills afloat for the moment. Even though that the Uber and Lyft was helping to supplement some other bills that I had accumulated. Most notably, I made a business decision to do my fuel on a credit card. And I found that was much more streamlined. And then I was able to pay the money back once a month instead of buying gas every week. Because I was actually, for my Tahoe, I was spending $160 a week on fuel. But when I put it on a credit card and then I paid the bill at the end of the month, it just seemed to work out better. I carried a little more of a balance, but that's okay because actually they want you to carry a little bit of a balance to keep the account open, because I dealt with this fuel company before and I used to pay the bill off every month, and I did that for 3 months and never carried a balance or any interest, and they closed my account. So I learned that the lesson from that was carry a balance and they'll be pleased, because if they can make any type of interest off you, they'll be happy. And so even though a lot of people would probably say, well, that's not my problem. If they want to make money, they can make money off of other people. But I'm just saying, if you carry a small balance, it's not going to hurt you. And besides, all of that fuel is tax deductible anyway, so I wasn't even concerned about that. The interest part isn't, but the fuel amount was. So that was why I didn't bother or didn't worry about carrying a balance on the bill. But anyway, I just wanted to update people so that you don't get misled. These are the facts, and that if you want to apply for that particular loan, which it says loan, but it will be forgiven at the end. It's a 1% loan. JJ, the CPA, he had very good information. That was just one of the things he did. I do believe in the video he did gloss over that point about dealing with the bank and having some type of lending relationship. I do believe he glossed over that, but that is nothing to gloss over. That's the actual key thing. You must have a business checking account and you must have a lending relationship with that bank for them to even consider your application, because the other bank that I contacted online, as soon as I clicked on the application, they sent me a message because they already knew that I was logged in and all that, and they said your account does not qualify, and we cannot accept your application. So they won't even accept your application to even consider you for this loan. So you must have that. If you already have that in place, you are welcome to apply. They said that there's some billions, something like 36 billion that's already been applied for. So apparently a lot of people do have this account. But it's a lesson for me, and when I do set up my fleet in the future, I will do that exactly and get a business account. But anyway, I just wanted to pass that along. I'm trying to be up there, just like with the rideshare professor and Kevin the entrepreneur, and the guy who's down right now, right, with Peterson. I just want to try to fill those footsteps because these are the big boys, but I'm just trying to help out as much as I can. We all try to supplement each other. I love what the rideshare professor says. He says we must all work together. So I'm trying to help out in any way that I can, because these things are vital to rideshare drivers who may not be aware of the things that are out there. Also, I may make a future video, but I may touch on, I think I'll just touch on this subject for the time being. It's also concerning the unemployment, because there's been a lot of questions. I got a few questions from different drivers in different states. There's someone on the line who claims that they have already received unemployment compensation from their state. My particular state of Pennsylvania, as of yesterday, and I didn't check today yet, but as of yesterday, the current update was that they were still awaiting guidance from the federal government. They are not accepting applications in the normal application process, because remember, as gig workers, we normally are not eligible for unemployment compensation. So they will not accept the regular application. They will reject it. Now, I heard one guy say, well, just file the regular, and then when the information comes out, it can catch up to you in the system. But I don't recommend doing that. You can do that if you want. I don't recommend it. The reason I don't recommend that is because they may kick your application out and you will have to do it all over again. Now, it's not that cumbersome, but it's just a pain in the behind when you've submitted all your information and then they tell you, nope, you got to do it all over again. So I would just be patient. All the noise that I've been hearing concerning this is that they are going to be ready within a week. So one date that I heard is Sunday, April 12th, but they only said Sunday, April 12th because that's when my state opens the window for unemployment. You have to file your claim every Sunday for unemployment. So that's the date I was hearing for Pennsylvania was April the 12th, but there's nothing concrete and the website is not confirming that. So and anybody who's driving in Pennsylvania, I would just advise you to go to www.pa.uc.gov. pa.uc.gov. And it's basically the Pennsylvania Unemployment Compensation website. And it's also under PA Labor and Industry if you want to Google that. I'm not sure if that comes up .gov, but that's PA Labor and Industry, and then it will give you the link to go over to the unemployment compensation because it's under the Department of Labor. So that's my assist for today. Hope you guys all are staying safe and maintaining your social distancing. It's a tongue twister. Social distancing. Okay. I hope that everybody's practicing that, staying 6 feet apart, wearing your masks where necessary, sanitizing and washing your hands constantly. I have the cleanest hands in Philly. I'm just kidding. But I do wash my hands quite a bit. The job that I do, I handle baggage. And so I really need to keep my hands exceptionally clean because I handle luggage all day. But anyway, you folks have a great day. Hope everybody's staying safe, enjoying the quarantine, spending good time with your family and friends, or family, not friends, because we're not supposed to be out and about like that. But everybody, I just hope you're having a great day. Enjoy yourself. Take care, and I will catch you on my very next video.